that's hour number 2. Joined by Malia still in studio. You just played another fantastic song for us.
Oh, thank you.
You got enough songs for another album?
I'm working on it. I probably do. I'm really picky. So. And
you're going to Europe, you told me, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be going to London in the fall and maybe go to Germany and Australia.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's set up through your management company?
Yes.
For you? How'd you do it?
Through my management company, we're basically just going to go and try to tour over there as much as we can, just because over there it's like my style of music over there, like that's the other thing. The alternative rock over there is like crazy.
Huge.
Just so different than America.
Well, it's like really 80s metal is really giant in Japan. So.
Yeah.
Honest to God, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. So yeah, I'm trying to go over there, and I got some fans over there, so I really want to go play a show for them.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So the theme of today's show is girls that I believe are saving rock and roll, and we have a resident female rocker. She's definitely the queen of rock, Southern style. She lives in Nashville. Her name is Jasmine Cain. She's joining us by phone. We had to come in with that Rage Against the Machine song because the coolest video I've ever seen in my life is this girl Jasmine. The very first video, somebody sent me a video. You should get this girl on your show. It's her climbing up to a top of a speaker tower, she was doing Killing in the Name of, jumping off a 30-foot tower of speakers into a crowd. Jasmine, are you there, honey?
I'm here, man.
How you doing?
I'm awesome. I finally realized where I was. I was driving last night, and I was starting to see the blackout driving situation, and I pulled over and I had no idea where I was. I woke up this morning. I was really only 30 miles from my house. I could have made it.
This is Jasmine Cain. She always gives us these road reports.
Yeah.
The one road report in studio we have Malia with us, who is in the same vein as you up north.
All right.
A female rocker. She's been playing in studio for us. She's got a whole bunch of great things going on. But one of the things that I wanted to cover is, how. Tell us some of your experiences as far as being a woman in a kind of a man's game. The one thing I notice about all the female rockers, at least the ones we've had on the show, you especially, is you guys seem to work harder than any guy. You look better than any guy, to be honest with you, and you keep it all together more than most guy bands do. Is the bar higher for you guys than it is for guys? Is it?
I think absolutely it's higher. It's got to be because to get the respect that guys get naturally. I mean, a guy can strap on a guitar and everybody's like, oh man, he's a badass. But, a girl puts on a guitar, like, seriously, what could she do? So you've got to prove yourself, and you've got to do it working twice as hard and putting twice as much effort into it. And you've got to, do it with grace and keep, keep your image and keep your femininity all the while trying to, work twice as hard. So
it seems like almost...
It's a hard thing to do.
It seems like an impossible task. I mean, and like you say, I've seen photos of you, and you'll post photos of you're getting to a room. You've got to change really quick to get on stage, to get to a sound check, to do this. Your outfits are better than anybody's. Your equipment's better than. She's a Warwick endorser, Warwick bass gear. So you've got a lot going on. It just seems like I don't think a guy would do what a girl has to do to stay in this game, to be honest with you.
Well, I do have that going for it. I don't have to worry about the whole middle part of my outfit because my bass will cover that.
That's true. Good. That's a good point.
But no, it's true. We do work on your image is super important because as a girl, I know you know.
Why? Because I'm a girl?
You gotta go out and perform and be impressive and be convincing without looking like, you slept with someone to get there. You know what I mean?
Right.
You've got to have enough respect for yourself and have your image put together in a respectful enough way, but still edgy and still rocker, and still be able to be convincing. So yeah, it's a very thin line to walk. I think there's a lot of thought that goes into not only what you wear, how you act, what you say, the songs you perform. Everything that you do is so scrutinized and everyone's looking at you at all times to see what you're going to do next, and you will be judged for that.
we're getting up against another commercial break, and I'm sorry about this. And you're going to hang out with us for a while longer. But I want to know what advice, when we come back from the commercial break, what advice would you give Malia getting into this? But I also want to talk about, you know, you just talked about the bar being higher. Is the bar always higher, Jasmine? I mean, is there ever a point where it's like, oh, this is just Jasmine coming out, everything's cool, or do you have to prove yourself every time you walk into a studio or every time you get a new guitar player in the band?
If you care enough, then yeah, you want to prove yourself every time. I mean, it's up to you to raise your own bar. I don't think anybody's standing there going, well, you know, she's got to bring something better. I think if you care enough about your own, you know, performance in your own show, you're going to raise your own bar. Because you don't want to get stale. You don't want to be boring.
No, I don't mean performance-wise.
Strive to be better.
I don't mean performance-wise. I mean more of just being accepted in the boys' club. Like every time, you've been doing this a while. Every time you get a guitar player, do you have to go through the same motions with this moron before he realizes that you're running the show, or do people? Is there a point where those defenses are down and people just realize, now this is Jasmine, everything's cool?
You know what? Anytime you get somebody new, they gotta learn the score. So it's like starting over. But you know, you hope that they'll have enough respect for you. So I tell you, when it stops being like that, and that's when you get to the point where you just don't care. You don't care what they say.
Right.
You don't care what they think.